NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see the Buccaneers Offensive Player of the Year. Your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Bucs and...
The Buccaneers offense rested and ready coming off the open week in their schedule. And the one who will be carrying much of the load is this man, their fourth-year running back.
And as we know, this is a guy who loves to have the ball in his hands, and he spent the entire week working with his coaching staff to point out different opportunities and different options to get the ball just a bit more. He wants to wear down that defense, especially in the second half.
12 yards on the gain, a great start for this offense. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy. And that's what they're doing early in this game.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down. So from the 37, here's 2nd and 4. Now Mayfield. He finds his man, complete. That's Robertson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 2nd down. The Bucs at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Real.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Taken down at the 30. You talk about this Washington defense. And they're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Stiff-armed him. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 49 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's 1st and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bucs are on the board for Tampa Bay. They're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You can go right back to him and hope he explodes or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Mayfield. He finds his man, complete. That's Robertson. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's 3rd and a few inches. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Bucks first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. To throw, Mayfield. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. Second down and 3.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Good.
Mayfield to throw it. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Run, run, run. Hurry, hurry. What's that?
Mayfield looks to throw. This is caught. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great effort there. Buccaneers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here's Mayfield. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Regular. Up.
Mayfield down. Complete to Likely on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 95 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. Throwing, Mayfield. A short one there, caught by Likely. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 2nd and 5. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Washington on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Buccaneers offense and their running back getting set to go once more. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Shifts by him. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he gets it up past the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. This is 2nd and 8. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now back to throw. That's complete to Slayton. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Back to throw now on first down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun, Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. His 26th touchdown. Drawn. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, alert 33. At the 20-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
At the 42-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 3rd and 12. They're going to look to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again.
Regular.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Robertson. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Gets around him, and he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 28.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this third quarter of play. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. Now a 2nd and 10. The tight end in motion right. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
As long as you've been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
They'll try again. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bucs are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th. Team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's run well here in the first half of the season, no doubt. You can see the graphic. NFL leader in rushing coming into They'll start this drive out on the ground. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 141 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign. Right back to him on 1st down. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This will be 3rd and 6. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
He'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 22-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 19. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Then he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensive. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up 1st downs, and if the drive ends in...
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just the week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure